As I'm walking around Lake Hollingsworth here in Lakeland, I am reminded of when I was 17 years old and the lawyers came to my parents and told them that they needed to repossess the MacBook Pro that we had bought from my college years. I remember that being a very pivotal experience in my life where I remember my parents crying over the financial burden, over the problems that they were experiencing because they had sold their house 4 different times at a loss every time. 4 different losses on their greatest asset. And then if you add up the closing costs and the realtor commissions, they spent almost $40,000 just in commissions and in closing costs. On top of losing out on the equity that they had poured their heart and their mind and their soul and their time into. And I don't want that for anybody. You see, my parents had 4 mouths to feed. And they'd done their best. They lived a middle-class life. My mom worked on the side and tried to stay home as much as she could to help us grow, and yet it still wasn't enough. And if you're facing that situation right now, I'm telling you, it's okay. And there's ways out. You see, when my parents were going through that problem in 2009 and they had to file for bankruptcy, they were facing foreclosure, they didn't have anyone that would come alongside and help them out of that situation. You see, real estate was a very different animal back then. A lot has changed in 12 and 15 years. And you know what? Maybe things have changed for you. Maybe you're in a position where it's really hard and you need to get out and sell your home quickly. Maybe you can't or don't want to go through the emotional problems of putting it on the MLS and having to hire a realtor and go through those commission splits. We want to help with those situations, even if that doesn't involve us solving the problem, but rather pointing you to the right direction. Don't let the emotional burdens and trauma that held my parents down for years hold you down too. There's ways out. There's ways to solve these problems. And there's a lot of sketchy people in real estate, unfortunately, and not all of them operate above board. But we want to operate right. See, when I went to college, I learned how to bring people emotionally into a better relationship with Jesus and how to live their life morally and ethically. And as I grew and learned how to do that, I grew an interest in real estate too. And I think both of these came together when I realized that I could solve the problem of helping people out of painful and sorrowful situations and getting rid of their biggest asset with dignity and with as much equity as they possibly can. So if you're facing foreclosure, if you're facing a divorce, if you're facing a short sale on a house, if you're facing bankruptcy, whatever the problem is, if there is lawyers at your doorstep, don't let that emotionally burden you down. There are ways to solve those problems, and we want to help you through that situation. One of those might be us buying it. The other one might be you listing it. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you have to file for bankruptcy, but we want to help you through that process and make it easier on you so that you can know what your options are. So give us a call today. Look below, click the link, and you can find out more information about selling your home wiser. Not just selling your home to somebody who's going to take it and not care about your home. We want to care about you because it's more about you than it is about the house. Let's move you on to the next step in your life with dignity, with as much equity as you can get. Click the link below, give us a call. We'll give you a home value within 24 hours. We can see if we can help you through this situation. And if not, it's totally okay. Give us a call today. Sell my home wiser.